Hello, church. This is Pastor Mike. When was the last time you heard about a Wall Street investor bragging to others about how much money they lost on a single business in a single day? Or maybe hearing an athlete brag to the news media and say, "You won't believe how bad I was in last night's game." We don't often hear celebrities or actors bragging to others about how bad their latest project was. That movie or TV show, they say it was terrible, nobody wanted to watch it. That's not really what we use bragging for, is it? We brag on our strengths, our victories, the things that we have done right. And I'll be the first to admit, Christians are very good at bragging on our victories, bragging on our accolades, our honors, the things that we can take pride in. And we say, our God has saved us, our God loves us, God has called us to this purpose. We have all these things that we can do. How amazing is that? And implicit in that is, and how amazing are we? But Paul knew that bragging on ourselves was a cancer that infects the church. And instead, he called the church, if we're going to brag on the glory of God that we share, to brag on the grace that we have received from God. And what's more, he called the church, he said, if you must brag, brag on your suffering, brag on your weaknesses. Because it's in our sufferings, he says in Romans 5, that we produce character. And our character produces hope, and hope will not disappoint us, not because we are so great, but because God is able to fulfill every promise he makes. When we brag on God and we brag on our own weakness, knowing that God's strength is made known when we are unable to do it ourselves. So it's okay for us as Christians and for people all over the world to say, I want to brag on myself right now. I'm broken. I can't do anything on my own. I have tried to do it myself, and let me tell y'all, I'm a mess. And I bet you are too. And I don't mean that as an insult, but I mean it as a source of joy and hope. Because when we make a mess of things, God's standing there and says, we can do better. You and I can do better. God can work within us to not only achieve victory for his glory and his purpose, but also to turn our weaknesses, our failures, into testimonies of his strength. So it's okay to admit you're broken. It's okay to admit you failed. It's okay to admit you aren't perfect, because I have news for you. If you haven't realized it yet, you're not. But praise be to God that he is. That it's his victory that secures our fate and the fate of every person that will look to him for strength. His endurance never runs out. His character is secure. His hope is eternal. And his promise is life everlasting. Accept his gift and know that you are loved today by a God who has made you, called you by name, and given you a destiny for his kingdom. God bless you today.